Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This recap is for Monday, August 21st, 2023. And we're going to start by looking at the market stocks here. Last week, I'm still bearish. And last week, I said I was expecting a bounce, and we got one today. Some stocks definitely bounced higher than others, and we'll review those as we go here. Let's start with Apple. Again, had a bounce, weak bounce. I'm expecting this to maybe go up and hit the 20-day moving average. Amazon bouncing off the 50 here, bouncing off the 50, bouncing off the 50. Needs to get back in this range, break this resistance to keep going higher. Google holding on to this higher range below the 10 and 20-day moving averages. Meta has got some work to do. I'm expecting it to go up and maybe hit the 20. Microsoft, same thing, getting the bounce maybe to the 20 or 50. Netflix, this is broken, might bounce back to the 20 or the 50. Nvidia, very strong day in Nvidia. Not only did it get back into this upper range, it's now pretty much at the top of it. It looks like it wants to break out to new highs. It's got earnings this week, I think. Tesla, again, has broken, expecting to bounce to the 20 or the 50. Same with the stock market. The total stock market index from Vanguard, it's closed below the 50. That's weak. Probably getting a bounce up to the 50 or the 20. The 10-day moving average is below the 20. That's bearish. We'll go to my market breadth indicators, also called situational awareness. All bearish still. So we got a bounce. Breadth is still bearish on my second set. My first set, bearish. This is bullish, but these two sets of indicators here, or these four, I should say, these are just what's going on during the day. It's a one-day marker. Stocks above that are up 4%, stocks that are falling 4%. The second set is stocks up 3% or down 3%, but this has very high dollar volume, 100 million. So this lets me know what kind of all stocks are doing. This set lets me know kind of what the larger stocks are doing. 52-week highs versus 52-week lows is 4 times bearish, almost 5 times. No, 4 times. Stocks up 25% in a quarter versus down, bearish. Stocks up 25% in a month versus down 25% in a month, bearish. Stocks above the 50 or 200, both bearish. So even though we got a bounce, still bearish. Check the weekly summation. You see the small bounce here. I'll just go through this quickly. 5 is below the 10. Week moving average, price below the 5. RSI is holding the 50. As we bounce, MACD is negative. SPIX. The VIX has not spiked above 20 or 25. The RSI weekly and the VIX are the only thing really holding me back from going bearish. Check the SPY. Same thing. RSI holding. NASDAQ, same thing. RSI holding. 5-week is below the 10-week. Price below the 5-week. That's bearish. Stocks above their 40-day moving average is at 31%. That's bearish. If it gets down in these areas below 20, that's load the boat time for when we go long. Once it comes out. Once it comes below 20 and back out, that's a strong we'll probably go on a strong multi-month run when that happens. Check the daily. NASDAQ, again, I'm expecting a bounce to the 20-day, kind of this lowers this resistance zone for this upper range here. And if it does that, you got a shoulder, you got a head, and you'll be building a shoulder. RSI 21 is below the 50, that's bearish. Again, even though we're bouncing and NVIDIA looks like a fantastic runner right now, I'm still bearish, I'm still staying out. One of the things I also kind of like to look at, I haven't showed you guys yet, is the 4-hour charts of the indices. This just gives me a little bit more narrow view. I don't like using the hourly or the 15-minute for swing trading. 4-hour just kind of gives you a little bit shorter time frame. You know, it's half a day. But how I kind of look at this is, you know, I got the 10 in blue, the 20 in green, and the red, the 50 in red. When this falls below the 50, that is a change in momentum. And then I look for the 10 to fall below the 20 and price to remain below the 50. That's, you know, when I start looking at shorting. So all the indices have fallen, and you can see, let me zoom in. Price falls below the 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart. The 10 is crossed below the 20, and then you look for an entry. Boom. And it falls. When it crosses back above the 20, you cover or close your position, and then if it goes back above 50, then you're looking for bullish trends. Something else, you know, these are all street signs. These are all road maps. Don't base a trade based on these. It's just things I look at. We'll go to the power stock scan now. This is the bullish scan. Even though I am bearish and sitting out, I still like to look at my bullish scan. I've got 59 stocks on this scan. That's weak. That is weak. As this number goes up or down, in a bullish market, I'm going to have 120 to 150. 60 does not show bullishness. AAOI, great breakout today. Just 20% on big volume. If the breadth were bullish, I'd be buying that. Or, you know, hopefully I would have gotten in earlier in the day. But with it being bearish, I'm going to be interested to see if it can get above 16. STRL holding the 10-day. TSAT, pretty good dollar volume. High ADR, that's nice. Pullback to the 10 and then boom. Let's check it on the weekly. It's in the power RSI zone now. It's an IPO. Good setup so far. This is consolidating. CLS consolidating. CAMT. Dollar volume's a little bit low. Breaking out. All-time, is this an all-time high? Yep, I mean it's right there. CAMT all-time high. Be interesting to see if we get a follow-through on it. ACHR breaking out. Kind of an ugly wick here. This looks like a strong stock. It's only $7, but the dollar volume's 189 million. That's really good. CNX still above the 5. ESTE, oil and gas. Oil and gas still looks strong. NVIDIA looks great. I just see if we get a follow through. Again, I don't trust the market breadth, and I would expect a lot of these maybe to hit their high, then pull back. If they keep going and other stocks start to fall, that could mean a bullish turn. See what happens here. FTI, nothing. CEIX, just consolidating above the 5. As long as it's still above the 5-day EMA, hold it. ANIP consolidating. It's not a setup. MOD, this will take a lot for it to get back up in this, you know, above this range here. That's just a bounce. CCJ, I think this is uranium. Nice, you know, it's been moving up, pull back, keeps moving, goes sideways, and then get a breakout on higher than average volume right here. Let's check it on the weekly. Pretty much in the power zone, breaking out of this long base. You kind of see we had that high here, bumped our head on it, pulled back, and now we're breaking out of the range. Commodities, oil and gas, coal, uranium, these are the strongest stocks right now. And Nvidia. It's a day trader stock. Steel, again, just ugly wicks. But it looks like it's trying to break out with the rest of the commodities. Commodities are the only thing that really look good right now, and a few AAOI, Nvidia. That's all that really looks good to me right now. I'm not taking any of them. AMR is cold. That's a pullback to the 5. You can see what happens here. It's below the 5, but above the 10. On the weekly, it's not in the power RSI zone. If it breaks back into this support zone and back into this lower range, that's definitely a sell. Yeah, that'll be above the 20, but below the 10, I would sell. Yeti consolidating. This is sloppy, though. Yeah, that's nothing. I don't like the way that looks on the weekly. Hanwha, that's a bump. It's going to need to get back above 250, though. Almost done here. You know, a few good setups, a few good stocks look strong. The coronavirus stocks are popping the past couple days. NVAX, BNTX, mRNA. These are just pops, though. I mean, this needs to do a lot of work to go back and do a bullish alignment of the moving averages. You know, I'm not a bottom feeder, or I don't fish the bottom. I mean, AOI, that looks just fantastic. Takes discipline, though, to let these pass by. Who knows? Might tank, might explode. But the market breadth is not in our back. You know, this is when you want to buy it, when the market breadth was really good, and that's 100% gain right there. Let's check the IPOs. Carvana, just bouncing. This is nothing. Booja. No idea. It's been a while since I've seen Cava. I took a trade in, got sold out right away because the market breadth shifted. That was the only stock, or the only IPO that really, here it is, really caught my eye here, and then closed below the 5. And this is when the market breadth turned negative. So That's off the list. KNF still needs to set up here. Yeah, I'm not liking that. Kind of got a little bit of a cup and handle, maybe, but again, the breadth on the market, not buying anything. The market indicators, my breadth indicators turn back to bullish. I'll start looking for longs. I still think we're going to bounce up and then pull back hard, but I'm going to let the market tell me what to do. Not much going on with the IPOs. And that's it. Let's look at my shorts list. Shorts list is at 79, which has gone down. Still more than the power stock scan though. That says bearish in itself. XPO, I called this short here. Get a 2-day bounce. Again, the stop would be above that day, the high of that day. See if we get a follow through. Again, I didn't take it. That's just what I'm looking at. Same thing with the SAIA. This would be a short to me here. It's bumping its head into the moving averages here. See if it goes back over. These are not bullish setups. Not a Carvana, not a bullish setup. ELF just holding on to the 50. I bet this breaks down. These are that kind of my fall from gray stock. Same thing. BLDR, big runner, broke, and now just kind of consolidating, forming the bear flag. I would expect this to fall as well. And I would expect this to hit its head on the moving averages here, maybe one more day up and then down. That's what I'm expecting. But what do I know? This MCI, I'm surprised this didn't get more of a pop with NVIDIA. But, you know, not buying that here. Two-day bounces against, you know, a bearish breadth, market breadth, that's about as risky as it gets. Crypto has just fallen right here on this kind of support line right here. You know, might get a bounce. I would expect to see, you know, especially the large cap tech stocks to bounce back up to their 20s, and that's when I'm going to look. The 20, I mean by the 20-day moving average, that's when and then start falling, and that's when I expect to go short. ON, this looks like a short to me today. Again, these are just my opinions. Don't place a trade based on what I say. But this is, you know, stocks move up and then they fall below the 20, it consolidates. The 5 and the 10 fall in, and the 20 fall into bearish alignment, then you get a range expansion. See how it has 2 bouncing days and then boom. And then you get this, 16%. Easy money. Same with Mara, falls below the 20, the 5, the 10, and the 20 move to bearish alignment. Kind of, you know, here goes sideways, and you get a range expansion, and then boom, 30%. Riot, the same thing. Yeah, I don't short these stocks, but Nikola was strong for a while. Just gave back all its gains, 2 weeks. It's a day trader stock though. This looks ugly. Under Armour. It's a beaten up stock though. From 30 down to 7. I don't know how much juice it has to go lower. That's ugly. It's an ugly stock. I like Under Armour. Close. Peloton, that's ugly. GME at 18 bucks. There's all the Reddit people. God, that was such a good runner 2 years ago. One of the best stocks I've ever seen. One of the best stock runs I've ever seen. AMC, another great runner for the meme stocks, just broke. $3. From 70, a high of 70 to $3. Roblox. That's ugly. Interesting about Helica Mining. This is, you know, commodity stock, and it's it's showing real weakness. Alcoa as well. Commodity stocks have been strong. Interesting. God, said this was a strong stock before. It's been chopped in half. Wine Electric just breaking from the Maui fires. So what I'm expecting now is another day, maybe two, of bouncing. Again, I'm looking to, let's go to the market stocks. I'm expecting these stocks to rebound to, you know, around the 20. Amazon to kind of hit this lower support. Tesla to maybe get up to the 20 or 50. Meta, the 50, 10, or 20. Maybe consolidate for a little bit or get a update and then reverse down and then go short. Nvidia, just, this is the anomaly. This is the one. This is the matrix stock that's just defying everything. We'll see what happens when it has earnings. Definitely going to watch CNBC that day. But that's all I got for today. I'll be back on tomorrow. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe.